Welcome members and supporters to another episode of the Rabbitohs Insider. This week we get to know young Lachlan Ilias, who will be making his NRL debut in the red and green when we take on the Dragons. But first, let's hear from Mark Ellison and John Sutton as they discuss the excellent performance of the GOAT, Mark Nichols, in our victory over the Roosters in this week's Playmakers, brought to you by Zoom Video Communications.
Hello and welcome once again to the Playmakers, brought to us by Zoom Video Communications. We're going to talk today about a great win over the Roosters last week, and to join me and talk about it is John Sutton. How you going, John?
I'm good, Marcus. How are you?
Yeah, very good, mate. Obviously, great after a win over the Roosters. How did you see the game yourself?
Oh, look, it's always good to beat the Roosters, especially when you score 50 points. I think, our attack really flowed on the weekend. I think, our defence was there, but, our attack was really good. It was good to see Nico score a couple of tries, and just the boys' all-round shapes all across the field was, amazing, and, that's what we needed, and it was good to put a score on the Roosters.
Yeah, and the Roosters come out swinging in the press, obviously, over the last few days, and, with the Latrell incident, obviously, it was bad luck for everyone involved, and I spoke to Latrell after the game, and his main focus was how concerned he was for Joe Manu. And he didn't speak anything about what suspension he was going to get. He said, I just don't like hurting people like that. And that just sums it up. But that's not reported in the papers.
Yeah, a lot of stuff does get reported in the papers, the good stuff. But, Latrell's played a lot of footy with Joey, and I'm definitely sure he didn't mean to do it. It was just an unlucky incident. Latrell plays the game hard and fast, and, it just didn't come off right.
Yeah. It's funny, I have a little bit of a sinister look at what's happening, and I've seen it over the years where coaches are struggling with performance and that. They tend to try and take the spotlight away from where it's been. I had a look at our stats. Over the last 2 years, we scored about 160 points against the Roosters, so an average of 40 a game. I'm not sure if there's a bit of a deflection there. And they talk about, Latrell being sent to the sin bin, etc. They didn't score a point in that time, and we scored a try with 12 men.
Yeah, it just shows that, the boys are on. The Roosters didn't really throw much at us, and, we did score a try with our 12 players. So, we just got to keep worrying about us and don't worry about anyone else. Just focusing on what we can do. And obviously, looking after Trell. He's getting punished in the media, but we know what kind of bloke he is and what he means to this team.
Yeah, you're right there, Sutto. Trell knows we're all behind him. He's the first to admit it was something that went wrong. It was an accident. But, he's the first to say he doesn't want to hurt anyone. And, they're making all this thing out in the media about the punishment. Latrell put his hand up straight away and just took the punishment. Said, all right, I've stuffed up here. I'm taking the punishment. That's it. So, there was no talk of wanting to go in and fight or anything like that. So that's a mark that he actually does feel remorse for what's happened.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think, Trell wanted to go fight anyone. He just wanted to check on a mate, someone who's played a lot of footy with, and that's what kind of person he is. He's a caring person, and I don't believe all the stuff they throw in the media. It's all bullshit.
No, mate. The good thing about it, I can feel the vibe within the team that we got places to go in front of us. What's behind us now. We've got a new start, a new team coming in this week. We've got a lot of young players. Lachlan Ilias making his debut. Tautau Moga making his debut for the club off the bench. Davey Mawali comes back in. Blake Taft's going to fullback. So it's going to be great for all our members and fans and supporters to see, some of our younger players are going to be with us for quite a while, making their mark this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great opportunity for all the players, especially the young players who haven't played first grade. I'm really excited for Lockie. He's trained really hard this season. He never whinges or anything like that, and he's got the game that I think can go a long way in the NRL. And I'm really excited for him, and can't wait to see him play this weekend.
Yeah, another little side note on that. I know that Benji Marshall has been one of his idols as he's grown up playing rugby league, and I'm sure there's many players and kids out there that's the same to them. But to be able to debut with him playing 5'8" with him, I think it'd be a calming influence him on the weekend.
Oh, definitely. Benji's done it all, and Lockie's just at the start of his career, and I'm sure he's learned a lot from Benji this year. So, it's a dynamic halves pairing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how it goes. But getting back to the weekend, what about the performance of the GOAT, Mark Nichols? How good?
Oh, he's just doing GOAT things, He just puts himself in those positions to score the tries, and we just need Cookie to keep finding him. I think, this year Nico's been one of our best in the middle. Started on the bench, and now he's made that starting position his own. So, I've been really impressed by the way Nico's gone this year.
Yeah, since he's come into the starting side, we have improved our starting games too. The big thing I've noticed is just his improvement with his footwork. He's got a dummy as he goes to the line. He's got a good pass if he needs to. But he's asking questions of the defence in the middle of the field, particularly in good ball.
Yeah, definitely. He has got that passing game, and his footwork is pretty good. He's got all the skills, but he's also tough, and he's been putting his body on the line. And the way he's running, it's damaging. I
think he's deceptively strong too. For his size, he's not the biggest front row in the game. He's tall and rangy, but he's got a good feel for the game, and he understands what's around him. So his footwork and a spin here and there just puts him in the places he needs to be. And I think that comes back to experience. Yeah, definitely.
He's just keeps working on his game bit by bit, and he's got that lethal left foot step. It gets players standing still, and he can beat them either side. So. Very impressed with Nico.
And it's been a great reward for him this week. Wayne's given him the captaincy of the club. So anyone, as you know, mate, you were so proud of it when you were captain of this great club, and he gets a chance to do it on the weekend, and I know he's really excited about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a great honour to captain this club, and I'm sure Nico will do us proud, and lead the boys out there, and he'll be proud of himself to do that.
Yeah, well, he deserves 2 tries. 2 tries. He deserves to be captain by scoring 2 tries. Hasn't one of his mates got a bet that they've got to live up to as a result of the double?
Yeah, so apparently when he was playing reserve grade, he made a bet with his mate if he ever scored 2 tries in the NRL that his mate would get a tattoo of, I think, a little goat on him. So. No, it's awesome to see that kind of stuff, and I'm excited to see what these tatties.
Yeah, he's just the boys love Nico. When Wayne announced he got the players' player last week, and when Wayne announced in the meeting the other day he's going to be captain, there were almost standing ovations throughout the room, and he loved it too, Nico. He's very proud of it.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting for him, especially with a young squad. They can look up to him because he's always leading up in the middle, and he's a champion bloke, so I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to this week, Sutto. It's been a long time coming. The last game of the home and away series, and then the championship rounds begin. But just looking forward, and everyone else out there, all the Rabbitoh brethren should be looking forward to how these young players, with some of our established players, perform this week. And one thing I do know, the bond is really tight.
Yeah, it's always been tight, but obviously with everything going on, the boys would have bunkered down and really had that good time, spend that time together, and I'm sure they'll be firing this week and obviously leading into the finals.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, Sutto. I'm sure you are. Hope you and the family are safe down there in Sydney, as with everyone else in New South Wales and anywhere that's struggling with the COVID. Turn the TV on when the Rabbits are on. You'll see a great brand of football, and it'll make 80 minutes of your life a lot easier during the week. So I'll see you next week, Sutto.
See you, Mark. Have a good one.
So from the weekend's game, we had Hame Sele, who was a really late withdrawal. He actually picked up a little bit of an injury in the warm-up, wasn't quite comfortable doing some of our warm-up drills and accelerating with his calf. So we ruled him out of the game at the time, just to really be really precautionary and try and see how he recovered over the 2 days since that point in time. He's been pretty sore, so we sent him off to get some scans. The MRI revealed a small muscle tear. So it's somewhere between a grade 1 and a grade 2. They don't really give you a specific grading anymore on these things. Somewhere in between those two, which puts his time frame at around about 3 weeks. So he's responded really well to some early physio and treatment. So he's up and going now with his rehab. He's doing some stuff in the gym, calf raiser squats, all that kind of thing. So we're hopeful that it's going to be around about that 3 week mark and we can have Hame available at some stage for the final series. So this weekend's a really good opportunity. Wayne's decided to rest some players, so we can't move too much in the ladder. So it's a really, really good opportunity for the guys that have been playing a lot of football this year. You know, we've got a lot of guys that played through Origin period and played a lot of football, not missed through injury. So those guys will get a chance to have a rest. We can be really specific with that training. So as much as it is about the rest on the weekend and not playing in that game, also we can be really individual with some of their training during the week and give them a little bit of stuff that they might need going into that first final. So it's a good opportunity for that. Another really good opportunity for some of our players that have been away on camp with us for about 7 weeks now, and before that being shut down with the New South Wales Rugby League competition being shut down before that through COVID. We know they haven't played a lot of football this year. Those players will get an opportunity to play this weekend, which is a really good reward for the hard training they've been doing, and they've been building towards this moment over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they're ready and they're match fit and they've done a lot of work. So we're hopeful that they can go out and put their best foot forward on the weekend.
Here's what you need to know about our round 25 clash against the St George Illawarra Dragons. Proudly brought to you by whatif.com, proud travel partner of the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Did you know Rabbitohs fans have travelled to 183 cities and towns across 16 countries for holidays, work, and of course to see the team play using whatif.com/Rabbitohs. Here are some quick facts to watch out for before we take on the Dragons. A number of starting players are being rested in the lead up to the finals, paving the way for some fresh faces and young Rabbitohs talent to make an appearance in the red and green. No one will be more excited than young development player Lachlan Ilias, who is set to make his NRL debut in the number 7 jersey, partnering with veteran half Benji Marshall. Mark Nichols, otherwise known as the GOAT, has been having the season of his life. The journeyman has been going from strength to strength, having been promoted to the starting side for the first time in his NRL career, and proving to be one of the strongest forwards week in and week out. After pulling off his first ever double against the Roosters last week, it was only fitting to name Nico as captain when we take the field against the Dragons. The Rabbitohs have had a dominant run against the Dragons in recent times, having only lost 1 game since 2017. In our last outing against St George, our boys were able to put 50 points on the scoreboard. Will the Dragons be able to mount a response? We are making our return to the Sunshine Coast for our final game of the season, in what is sure to be a great contest in front of our South East Queensland members and supporters. The last time our team took the field up on the sunny coast, we saw our boys produce a 66-22 performance over the Warriors. Will we see another big scoreline this week? Remember, members get 15% off select hotels through whatif.com/Rabbitohs. Use promo code Rabbitohs15 to enjoy these exclusive benefits.
Big Greek Adonis.
He can play any position, play half-back. He's had a few stints at second row because of how big he is.
He's just so fit, always talking, never shuts up when he's out in the field.
He's just a really good bloke. Whenever you need him, he'll always be there.
My name's Lachlan Ilias. I'm a halfback and I'm a development player this year for South Sydney Rabbitohs. I was in the development program from under 13s, all through Balmain Tigers, and then worked my way into the West Tigers under 20 squad where I did a pre-season, but that didn't go too far because I hurt my leg. I played for the New South Wales Sevens and there was a Australian Championships up in Brisbane. and it was actually the last day we made the grand final, and I woke up that day with gastro. The coach sort of wanted me to play, and I was like, yeah, I really wanted to play as well. I didn't want to let the boys down. And I was in my last minute, like he was going to take me off, and I made like a half break and offloaded the ball, and someone tackled me and landed on my leg, and I broke my fibula. It sort of came with a bit of drama after, because when I did it, I got a bit of nerve damage in my fibula, so I lost a bit of strength in my ankle and my big toe. I still can't feel parts of my big toe and lift it up. And from there, I did all my rehab with Tigers in the under-20s, and they had big plans for me, they said, and they thought I couldn't really fully recover from the injury, and sort of I just faded away there. And that's when South came up to me before I finished Year 12. The South boys are really good. There's a really good culture here. Everyone gets along well. They've been a massive impact on me. Sometimes I just watch them train when I'm out there. I just try and see what Reno's doing, Cody, Benji. Everyone you bump into you can have a good conversation with, you can learn something from them. Sometimes I just take a step back and realise that, you know, Wayne Bennett's coaching me, or JD or Benny Hornby are helping me specifically. JD especially, he's very vocal in terms of wanting people to get better, and same with Benny Hornby, and Wayne's all about bringing the best person out of you to train every day. So those three combined pretty much makes you train at your best. Hopefully I can lock myself in here long term. South is where I want to be. Ever since I come here, I knew this was the right club for me and my development. And the people around me are unreal in helping me develop as a player and as a person. So I know that South don't hand out jerseys at all. So debuting for South and playing for South every game that the boys put the jersey on, it's a privilege. And I can see that privilege, especially Pete and Taff have recently debuted, and I can see the emotion that comes with it. And it just makes me more hungry in wanting to debut. So hopefully I get my opportunity soon, but I know it doesn't come easy to debut.